Hello guys, My name is Joseph. I'm your host today, and my co-host
Ruby.
All right, welcome to another episode of Empowerment Hour. We have two wonderful guests in our midst today, and they're going to introduce themselves today. So we're going to start from my left.
Hi, I'm Malvina from Palm.
And hello, I'm Theodora Mills.
All right, so right now today's topic, we're going to be talking about modesty. And we're going to jump right into it because we're kind of behind in time. We're going to jump right into it. Would you like to start off?
Yes. So what do you consider modest? What is modesty to you?
I look at it as self-consciousness, having humility.
It's more like decency. So the things you say, how you dress, how you act. Yeah. That's what, and I mean, not being boastful, so
right.
Humility.
So like your attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's not just like an outward appearance. It's more like
inward.
It's both.
It's both
inward.
Of everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So like, how would you describe the world, like what the world considers as modest, opposed to what God says is modest? Like, what is the difference between the worldly view and what is the difference between the Bible view?
I feel like with the worldly view is they say it more of like how you dress.
Right.
Because there's some people where they can dress, they can have long dress and everything, but their character is bad, is awful. Versus with what God says is both. It's not just how you dress, like we said, it's your attitude and your character that people get to know, like your fruit, how you are. Yeah.
I feel like in the world-wise is more relative.
Right.
Is how everybody sees modesty in a different way. Mm-hmm. So it comes down to how you were brought up, who brought you up, and the people you find yourself around with. But biblically, we all have one fixed thing we see modesty to be.
Right.
So that's how I see both sides. It's more like you can do what makes you happy, but biblically, it's like you have to do this.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, in my opinion, I think the worldly view has been set more on the appearance, just because of how today is. You know, like just looking at how people dress, the way people like talk and everything. Presentation of yourself, like your first, like you literally somebody just meeting you can tell if you're modest or not.
Yeah.
But biblically, it's more of something that's in you,
Right.
and something that like just kind of outshines everything that you come with. You know?
Right.
What do you think, Ruby?
I think it's definitely more about character. I think that's what it lies down to. But again, you know, social media has made it to be all about appearance.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's what I think. So yeah.
I feel like it being rounded until we can pinpoint on mannerism. How well do you talk to people?
Yep.
And your actions when you talk to somebody, and then the tone of voice that you use when you talk to that person too.
Right.
Because it's more like, remember the Bible said, when you're talking, let your words be seasoned with salt. Modesty is not just about how you look. Sometimes, like you said, people have scarves and everything covered up, but like their attitude is nasty.
Right.
But then we have someone who's wearing like ripped jeans, walking around, but they're really polite. How they talk to you, they can help you and stuff like that. So I don't really think it's more like outward look, but I think that is not worldly look mostly. It's the church that has made it like that. It's like once you're modest, like once you are dressed in the same way, you're modest.
Right.
But people outside don't judge us according to how we look. It's more of how we act. So it's the church.
Right.
I have one quick question. So, about the look. So, should we consider the look opposed to the character? And when I'm asking that, let me give an example. Like you just said, somebody can wear ripped jeans, but they can be very respectable and everything. But before you would know that the person is respectable, you would have to jump over the cover.
Yeah.
So, long story short, do you think that modesty, should we consider outward look, like what we wear, as part of modesty? Or it doesn't matter what you wear? As long as you're good inside, that's all that matters.
Honestly, I think it matters.
Yeah.
You can't just look shabbily anywhere you go. Even when you're going for an interview, you want to look your best. Because sometimes they're not just going to take you. Like, you just have to make sure you look good. Like, for me, like if I have children, you're not going to walk around like you know, you're not gonna walk around like looking like you don't come from a home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very important, but then you can't just judge people just by it, because sometimes people have more to offer than just their looks.
Right. And just to pinpoint on that, it's something like my mom would always say: when you go out, you need to dress like, you know, you have common sense. Excuse me to say, but you got common sense. You want to be a lady that comes from a home, not a lady that comes from a house.
Yep.
A lady that comes from a home has manners and their character. It's not just how they dress on the outside. You know, a lady that comes from a house will go out and be like, oh, I don't care. You know, this is how I want to dress. This is how the world is dressing. So I want to. I've never in my life, I've bought ripped jeans before. I'm not going to lie, I bought ripped jeans before, and this was last year. And my mom has this thing, like, don't ever wear ripped jeans. Like, don't ever. My friends out there know, Dora, you will never see Dora with the ripped jeans. Because she says that if a guy sees you and you're wearing, he's going to think, oh, Charlie, she don't have sense. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so I bought this ripped jeans, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so afraid to wear it. My sister was like, just wear the thing. My sister, she was like, just wear it, you know? But to me, I have this self-consciousness, like, I cannot wear ripped jeans. And I wore it once, and I felt so, like, I was so uncomfortable. I said, this is what people wear, and they just be, you know? Like, don't come in the house wearing ripped jeans. So that ripped jeans, I don't even know where I put it.
I also feel like how you look is more about conviction, honestly. You can't, there's some things that I can't wear, but people can wear it really comfortably.
Right.
And I can't just say, ooh, you're a sinner for that. Because I'm not even going to lie, I own a lot of crop tops. But I always wear them with high-waist jeans because I can't walk around showing my belly. Unless I stretch, then you're going to see my belly. I wear ripped jeans, and mostly they are my knee cuts. You not see like my thighs or anything. But people are good without, like people are good walking with no bra and things like that. I can't do it. But it's more like Holy Spirit conviction. When you get out of your house, I've tried wearing shorts before. I remember last year, my birthday, I was like, oh, let me just go out of my comfort zone. I went to the mall with it, and that was it. Like, because I kept pulling it down, and so I just knew that, like, this is not me. But people are good with it because that's who they've grown up to be. That's why I said it's more about who brought you up and what you've seen. Well, you can also grow up wearing shorts, but then when you grow up, your convictions are different. And so, but it's just more about Holy Spirit conviction. That's what I think.
I just want to say one thing. I definitely agree with both of you guys about the ripped jeans. Oh, man, my father always like, you look like you going to the farm. I'm like, oh, my goodness. That's true. But to be honest with you, it's definitely about, you know, conviction. I think, and it's not just that, too. It's just, how do you define modesty? You know, everybody has their own way of defining modesty. But I think now in today's society, everybody looks as to what is pleasing to another, you know, what's pleasing to most, by trend, you know, people go by trend. People don't necessarily care about, you know, what seems to be modest because it's overlooked now. It's like what used to be normal is now abnormal. And then now, you know, the abnormal has become normal. So the ones who want to go back to the old ways of, you know, what modesty was, it's like they're looked down upon, and like, you know, people are just looking at them like, why do you look like that? But yeah. So.
I was gonna say, you know, culturally, like where we're from, it's more of a like you can't just step out of the house. Like being African, it's a mindset. You know, like you can't step out the house and you're just looking like any and everybody's child. You can't look like you don't have parents at home. They're looking at you like, you know, you could go anywhere and any auntie or uncle might see you, and they might actually call you your dad or mom. Like, jeez, come back. So your daughter over here, she's not wearing what she's supposed to be wearing. You know, like so. It was actually gonna lead into a question. So, like, do you think that modesty is like culturally biased where we're from? It's crazy because it just popped in my head. I knew I was gonna catch you guys on that.
Yes, it is culturally biased.
Right.
Because honestly, like coming here opened my eyes to a lot of things. One thing the first thing I learned when I got here was that everybody's normal is different. So what I think is normal is not normal to you.
Right.
What Priscilla thinks is normal is not normal to Ruby.
Right.
And so I can't just stand there and talk just from my home culture. Like, oh, you're not supposed to maybe, like, what's one culture we, like, I don't know. But yeah, like mostly the haircuts of boys. I can't stand boys with chubby haircuts, you know. But like because of
Sorry, I don't have a haircut.
no, but it's because of what I've seen.
Yeah.
In Ghana, they're gonna like depunk you if your hair
Yeah.
is bushy.
Yeah.
And here you see people.
Yeah, like it's normal.
You can't even go. I saw this thing on Twitter. This guy had dreadlocks, and he said he had gotten an internship with IBM.
Right.
And someone could you won't get even like you won't even get like anything when you go to an interview with this hair in Ghana.
Exactly.
Which is really true. So it's really culture bias, but then also I honestly think it's more of religion. Because there are some people in Ghana who don't care.
Yeah.
Like they really don't care how I look. It's more about who are you and like our church, we can't just wear anything to church. But then there are other churches that are really chill about saying things. So it's more of religion than culture, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree with her. It is more of religion than culture. I had my hair cut shorter than yours.
Oh.
And this was when I was going through a lot. I was just going through depression. So I was like, cousin, come and shave my hair off. I put curls in it and everything. And I came back home, I walked into church, and one of the pastors was like, who's that? And my sister was like, that's Dora. And then he was all like, why would you cut your hair like that? Like, it's fine that you cut your hair, but then what got to him was the line that I put in my hair. So it's like, it's religion, but then it's like you also don't know what the person is also going through, that they're doing what they're doing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I grew up, and I'm sure we all grew up in a Christian home. But sometimes you go through something in life, you're just like, oh my God, like I just want to be free and just let loose and just do. But you're not thinking in your head, say, oh, if this person sees me like this, they're gonna say this, or they're gonna call my mom, or this and this and that. So I feel like your outside appearance also tells a lot about you. When you open your mouth and you say something, they're like, oh, she's actually really smart, or he's actually really smart. So I feel like sometimes we judge too harsh and we judge too fast as well.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And it comes with being African too. I mean, like I don't know. Any of our parents might see it like somebody with dreadheads or something like that, like a dreadhead, and they're gonna be like, oh, you know, you some kind of rascal.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, like, no, Mom, no.
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're just people. You
Right.
know, like you don't get to meet somebody, and then you don't just get to see somebody and then kind of judge their character just based off what you see.
Who they are, yeah.
You have a question for me?
I was gonna say, so do you think society has influenced your idea of modesty? So,
Go ahead.
Honestly, yes. Coming to America. I came here when I was 6 years old, so I picked up on a lot of stuff here. But I don't even know how to put it. But yes, America, the culture difference is huge. It's really, really, really huge. And if you don't stand firm in your Christianity life, if you don't stand firm in how you were raised, when you get out there, you're just going to do what everybody else is doing. Regardless whether you're Christian or not, you're going to do what everybody else is doing. And because that's the norm, like, you know, what you said, the abnormal has now become the norm and vice versa. You know?
Yeah.
And and the thing about it is people want to fit in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, my friend is wearing this, so let me also go and wear this so I can fit in. My friend is doing this, so let me also go do it so I can fit in. Versus me, I'll just be like, no, I'm not doing it because my mom is back home. And if she's not back home, she's not watching me, I'm representing her. Do you get what I'm saying? So we have to put that in concept.
Nelby?
Take your time. What society's point of view? Like, what is your opinion on society's point of view, and how has it affected your opinion?
I mean, for me, if I say I wouldn't do something, I would not do it.
Right.
Like, you can't force me. You can tell me I'm an old woman. I always get that.
Oh, I
you
get
know,
grandma
I get that
too,
all
it's
the
okay.
time. But there are also some things that I do that people think, wow, Mobina, you're not supposed to be doing this. Well, I have people who tell me, okay, you're growing, you need to stop wearing crop tops. Like, I get that all the time. But till I'm done wearing crop tops,
You wear it.
you know what I mean? It's more society. I don't know, but for me, they can't shape my way of thinking. I'm young, but I kind of had an old woman's mindset, like because of who brought me up. More of like my grandma. My mom is chill. Like my mom is really chill, but it's more of the home I come from. It's more like I never saw anybody wearing showing cleavage and all that. I can't show my cleavage. I can't, but people can. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I can't wear bikini. Like that's I can't.
Wow.
Don't take me to the pool because I won't wear a bikini.
Okay.
But people can wear it. And you can say, so why are you going to the pool if you cannot wear a bikini? I will go to the pool and I'll wear a bikini. You can't do anything to me. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I don't want to do it, I won't do it. Society, but of course, you really have to be grounded in your faith, like you said. Because there are times that we all give in. We all fall under peer pressure. We think, okay, this is okay, and give an excuse to do it. But that doesn't make it right. So it's more about how grounded you are in your faith and what you don't want to do and what you want to do.
Right.
It all depends on you, honestly.
I definitely agree with you guys. I think it definitely depends on what you want to do at the end of the day. For me personally, years ago, I was in that, stage whereby I cared about what most had to say. And I wanted to be like most females on social media because I wanted that attention. But then I realized that, it's not about that, because at the end of the day, you're representing more than just your household. You're representing God. And if you say you're a Christian, as I claim to be, I have to represent God in a better way. So ideally, of course, it's up to you as to how you want to go about things, like how Melvina's saying about the bikini. For me, I could wear a bikini.
I know that.
For me, if I'm at the pool or beach, I could wear a bikini. But obviously, somebody else won't be able to do that. For me, I don't wear shorts. Everybody who knows me knows that I do not like shorts unless I'm at the beach. I don't like to show my legs like all the way up just because I'm very insecure about my legs. That's just something that, that's just something else. But again, I agree with you guys. It depends on your comfortability, but I have to ask this question. So as we're talking about, culture and religion and all that, besides all of that, some people say that when it comes to modesty, especially like, let me give an example, like church. One should wear loose clothes. If you're a girl and you have a body and you wear like, you should wear like loose clothes or something like that. You shouldn't wear anything tight. But I want to ask, a person who wears tight clothes but yet, they cover themselves, and opposed to somebody who wears loose clothing, which one would you consider modesty? Because some consider the modesty whereby you're not showing off your body, and some don't do it deliberately. They just like to look nice, and they wear the tight dresses.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, and the guys do it too, with the tight pants. Let's just put that out there. The guys do it too.
No, I don't know about that.
But you see, I feel like
there's a difference between having slim fitted clothes.
Okay.
There's a difference between having slim fitted clothes and then having skinny. Like, I don't do skinny.
Yeah.
Skinny is a little too much.
No,
I like fitted clothes.
No.
I like fitted clothes. It's
But I feel like we're talking more about girls and we're not talking about boys. But modesty goes both ways. You can come to church sagging and showing us your boxer shorts. Like, we don't want to see that. But about your question, right? Some people just have nice bodies. It's not their fault that they have nice bodies and they want to wear things that make them look good. The fact that I have nice body doesn't mean I should wear baggy clothes just to cover up. God gave me this. Let me show it off. I'm not trying to seduce anybody, but like that's what I want to wear. And it's not my fault. I didn't tell God to make me thick. So if you and I wear something you're gonna judge you and not judge me because I'm skinny, and then I'm not showing anything. But But who knows? There's probably some man who is really attracted to skinny girls. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you can't say, oh, you're showing so much body and I'm not, so you are indecent. Right. It's more about, honestly, I think modesty is all about you, like who you are, not what you wear, but also you can't also be showing things you're not supposed to be showing in public. You have to cover yourself well. I mean, that's very important. Dress well. Like, you can't just dress anyhow. You can't come to church wearing bikini and tell me that that's what you want to wear. You know what I mean? Exactly. So you have to, like, look good, but make sure you feel good on the inside, too. So you're not dressing for church. Like, you're dressing for you.
I feel like, like you said before, if I wear something, people will look at me and be like, "Oh, it's too tight on her because of how her shape is." Versus you're more slimmer than I am, and they'll be like, "Oh, the thing is looser." Something like what she's wearing, I can't really wear. I was just talking to her about it. I can't really wear button-down shirts because it will do this. So every time I will have to safety pin it. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like you said, it's not about the clothes that you're wearing. Your attitude.
Yeah.
Your attitude is what matters, because somebody will wear something because of the shape is really, really, really tight on them, versus somebody else is really, really. That doesn't mean you need to judge the person. Do you get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you're not the one working for them to put money in their pocket to buy their clothes. Simple.
I had one thing to say too. I feel as though that what was I about to say? I feel as though that sometimes it applies to women more than it does to men. Yes. Only because, I mean, recently I've also heard some things about men, about the skinny pants. The skinny pants thing.
Hello.
Yeah, the skinny pants thing. I'm like there was an era of things. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not doing the trend thing. But then again, you want to look good. Looking good is feeling good. I'm not here to tell you that I'm not wearing what I'm wearing just to make you tell me that, oh, hey, what you're wearing is like too skinny or too tight or whatever it is. I have my money. I went to buy. I saw the pants. I was like, pants, I like you. I'm gonna wear you today. I'm gonna wear you today to church, so I can feel good about myself. You get what I'm saying? Like, in terms of the ladies, you guys get beat up a lot over things that you guys wear. And so this took me right into my next question. Do you guys feel as though that modesty is more like kind of placed on you guys more than so men?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, because as females, your mother and your father, they want to see you get married. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to bring marriage topic, but it's like how you dress is how the guy is going to look at you. Exactly. You think guys are not looking, but they are really looking. They see the difference. The one who likes to dress anyhow and talk anyhow versus when they're ready to get married, they go off and marry somebody who's very modest, character-wise and outside appearance. So,
yeah, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on us as women. Because first of all, we have things we are not supposed to be showing. Men don't have anything. They can walk around shirtless. Nobody will care. But us, it's going to be like, why are you showing all these? You know, you're supposed to be hiding them. But I think it's really unfair. Because me too, I wouldn't want to marry a man with shabby hair.
The shabby hair thing again.
I wouldn't want to marry a man showing boxer shorts all the time. So it's unfair to us, you know, like, it has to be equal. You all have to be modest. Like, if I'm telling you, you have to dress appropriately, I'm going to tell Joe to also do the same. You can't tell me I have ripped jeans on, it's not okay, but Joe can wear ripped jeans because it's okay. You know what I mean? The pressure is on us, but it's understandable. Like you said, men look at us for marriage, but I feel like not every female wants to get married, and not everyone is looking into this marriage thing. So you can't come and put pressure on me to dress just for marriage when I don't even want to marry. You know what I mean? Not me, I want to marry.
So. Just to add on to, I saw something on news, and somebody was saying, it was like a church, the guy was giving preaching, and he was all like, oh, you're a married woman, you know, you're out why are you showing certain things out to people who are single when you're married? That's supposed to be for your husband because of the way that she's dressed. And like you said, it's more towards female, and that's sad. That's some inequality stuff.
Yeah, it's like your body's getting policed.
Yeah.
But that's true though. Like you can't be married and be showing
Showing
things
that
that
what
not
are you
supposed to be
showing
shown.
again?
Yeah, like what are you showing? You know what I mean? Like who are you trying to attract?
Impress. You're already married.
I think it's not. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I think, especially after you give birth, I have not given birth yet.
Right.
But you know, but I think it's a matter as to after you give birth, you want to still feel like confident. I'm talking about in regards to these women. I think majority of them still want to feel confident, sexy, you know, attractive. So they do some certain things that will make them feel like, yes, I still look good. I still got it. I'm not saying that I agree with it. I'm just saying that I believe that's what they do it. That's why they do it. But I definitely agree. And to be honest with you guys, I mean, for me personally, modesty, dear.
I feel like right now we are all talking about looks than what is really inside.
Yeah.
Like the words we say, how we act towards people, the things, how we make people feel, how, like, you know, how we just act towards people. We are mostly right now talking about the looks because that's what society has really made modesty about, but that's not what modesty is about.
We have to put into consideration, it's the looks that gravitates onto people. If before you even try to speak to somebody, it's their appearance. So 9 out of 10, if the person does not look good, 9 out of 10 you're not going to talk to them, unless it's like, obviously unless you're that type of person that talks to just anybody because you're just that welcoming. But we've all been there before. Probably you've seen somebody, the way their hair looks, that's or probably, you know, a female, probably Joe saw a female that was wearing a really short dress and he was like, oh nah, like this not gonna cut it. Or, you know, Doris saw a guy wearing some tight pants. Like, what is this? I ain't. But I'm just saying all this because I mean, it's like the character has to go with the outward look. It has to equal. Like it's not just about what's inside, but it's also what's what's on the outside. My dad always used to tell me, you dress to impress because you just never know who you will meet, no matter where you go. So that's
exactly true. But like these days, I mean, we all are like old enough, right? So we know ourselves. We know what we like. We know what we like to wear. We know how we want to look outside. But like it applies to the whole outward look applies to younger people because especially in high school, a lot of these people come in, they don't know themselves.
Yeah. They're still figuring.
And especially if you're from like a different country, that's even worse. Like you come here, you're new, your accent is not where it's at. You know, like I know when I came here at first, like I was not.
SOB.
It wasn't going well, man. I wasn't going to school like anyhow. I'm looking like, man, this is what I have on, man. Like, you know, I'm thinking I'm looking sharp. So like I get to school and it's like, man, I don't know what you got on, man.
You're feeling good.
Yeah, you gotta change that up.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta know yourself, you know, and I feel like it takes some time for you to kind of get to that point where you know yourself. And so when you don't know yourself, you start to kind of like, okay, see what she's doing, I want to do that. See what he's doing, I want to do that. So you just got to know yourself at this point. It doesn't come with age; it comes with maturity. So you like just give them time. You know, sometimes they don't know themselves.
I just got a question. Somebody was asking for the ladies, what do you guys think about the swimsuit? I know we talked about it briefly, but in terms of modesty. So
that's an attire to swim. Honestly, like that's an attire to swim if we're just being honest. But I just feel like if you can get a more modest swimsuit,
is there a modest swimsuit?
No, you know there are ones that like can really cover you up well, and there are other ones that are showing things. You know what I mean? So I feel like, but I'm not judging anybody who wears swimsuit because if I want to go to the gym, I'm not going to wake up and sleep. You know what I mean? So if I'm going to the pool too, you can't tell me to wear jeans and top to go and swim. So that's an appropriate attire for that. But it's just like, to me, the only reason why I don't wear it is because it's really revealing. And I'm still not there that at that point where I'm too confident showing my body just to anybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then there are others who are really confident doing that, and I just think it's an attire, honestly, and I can't judge anybody for wearing swimsuit to swim.
Yeah.
They're not walking around with
Right.
it.
Yeah.
It's a swimsuit.
Have you seen Miami pictures?
It's a swimsuit to swim.
Yeah,
like
it's
you know, I mean,
Yeah.
you don't wear a whole full gown to go and swim.
Yeah,
I mean, with me, I wear a one piece. I don't care. I wear a one piece. Then if I feel uncomfortable or something, I have like, you know, those little net things that people wear over their swims. I wear that.
Right.
I mean, whatever you wear to the beach or to the pool, people are going to look at you anyway. People talk.
Yeah.
So
Being Ghanaian in itself, like how often do you even like go to the beach? So you come here and like, oh, beach time, or like I want to go to Miami. And it's like your parents are looking at you like,
where are you going?
Yeah.
where you going?
Yeah.
Sit down.
Sit over there.
Okay, I have a quick question. So, talking about children, how can parents cultivate a heart of modesty into their kids? So, yeah, from personal experience, I guess.
I think you just have to be a good role model.
Yeah.
You can't tell me don't wear shorts and I see you wearing shorts, I'm going to wear shorts. You know what I mean?
Right.
My mom loves to dress up, but I've never seen her wearing revealing stuff. So, of course, there were times where, like, I would dress up and she thinks I'm not looking nice. I should fix it. But it was never about kosher mini skirt.
Yeah.
It's all about you have to look good. Like, me, I'm a woman,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I never saw her wearing revealing things. So I don't have any. But the thing is, when we are children, we wear anything because we are children.
Yeah.
We don't have
care.
anything to cover
Yeah.
up. But while you're growing up, you see your parents. My dad is very, very principled, but he's not strict. Like one time I wore ripped jeans, he's like, "Mama, we just had to tell him." Yeah, but like he didn't think it was anything because it was just my knee. But if I wear anything, one time I wore a really tight dress and he made me change it because he thinks it's too revealing, right? And I've never worn that again. But you have to be a good role model. You can't tell me don't do this and you're doing that.
Yeah.
And also, like while you're growing up, your children look at you. What you're doing is what they pick up. Sometimes you don't even have to say it. I don't see my mom drink, so I'm not drinking too.
Yeah.
Or I don't see my mom drink, but I'm a drink anyway.
Right.
But it's more like who you are. Your children gets it. And you have to also pray for them all the time. Because when you go to school, the things they see, the things they hear. Yeah, so you have to pray for your kids all the time. But you also have to do your part, like being a good role model and take them to church when they're young. Because if you're in church, like we have friends and sisters and brothers who are looking at us like, Malvina, you're not supposed to do this in a really loving way. But sometimes it's like, they just want to be in your business. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we have people who love us genuinely. And so just like indulge your children, take them to environments that will help them.
Yeah. I think talking to them, like she said, talking to them makes a difference. If I don't see my mom dressing, my mom is an older woman. She will not go and wear mini skirts.
Yeah.
The thing I got from my mom is, my sister is totally opposite, but it has shifted. And the thing is, like, my mom won't go out wearing something. And the thing she distilled in me is, you don't want to wear something, or you're going into a ceremony or something, then you'll be pulling yourself, then you're doing It's uncomfortable. You want to be comfortable and sit there and do what you... And you're feeling like when you're going, somebody, oh, auntie, your bra strap is showing.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. You want to, that's why you have the mirror at home to look at yourself before you walk outside.
Yeah.
Take a look at that.
Right.
If you know this is going to be a problem, then don't wear it. Simple and sweet. Yeah. And pray for them.
Pray for them.
I definitely agree with you guys. Quick question back to the swimsuit. I forgot. No, because
This swimsuits.
it's very interesting. But one more question about the swimsuit because I'm getting questions.
Okay.
So, posting. That's what it skipped my mind. But
We have to go
posting.
there.
We have to go there. In terms of taking a picture and posting it. Yes, you said that you're at the pool or you're at the beach, so you're dressed for the occasion. But when you take a picture and post it, how does that play in modesty? Because it plays in modesty. You guys know it plays in modesty.
We have to be Christ-like. That's the most important thing as a Christian. You have to have the heart of Jesus. And so you can just get up and you wore that for swimming. after the swimming business,
Cut
take
it off. Yeah.
Like, you know, that's what you're supposed to do. So what's the motive behind posting it on Instagram?
To get likes.
Show off.
To get likes,
Yes.
to get
To get
people
likes.
being
Hey, I'm here.
like,
You know?
or like, yeah. No, but then you see now that changes the purpose of the swimsuit.
Yeah.
Because you just wore it to swim. The only reason why we can justify swimsuit is its purpose. After its purpose, please take it down. Like, in my opinion, I'm not telling anybody to do what they don't want to do. But it's like, why am I posting bikini pictures on Instagram for what? Like, for boys to come and say, ooh, you got that body. Like, so that what will happen? I'm causing a boy to last after me.
Yeah.
And that's sin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think you should post it. Of course, you can bring the argument that while you're there, other boys are seeing you. But then it ends there. They have to have the sense that I came here to swim.
Right.
But you posting it on Instagram is more like, look at me, I got nice shape, you know, give me that like,
Right.
or hit my DM, you know, something like that.
You're calling for attention, and
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. Once you're done with that swimsuit business,
Take it off.
please take it off. I've been through my Instagram, and from last year, I deleted everything from my Instagram. I said, I'm starting fresh. Not that my Instagram was with, you know, nude pictures or this and this and that. There was a skirt that I wore, and like they cut here. I was like, Charlie, people are just the way people are just always on my Instagram. So let me just take it off. So I took it off and I started afresh. And those were from like my graduation pictures. I was like, I want people to look at me and be like, I want to follow that girl because of how she looked. You don't want, and I'm saying this because I'm a mentor to many. I'm a mentor to people in my school, and people look at me. They're like, wow, Dora, you're this, you're that, you're that. But then at the same time, it's like what you said. Once you're done, take it off, because you're just making people to lust after you, and when they come, you're like, oh, no.
Yeah,
like,
but you called it.
yeah, you called it. Once you're done, we enjoy, you have a nice body. Everybody has a nice body. It's just the way that you see yourself. When you're done, take it off.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, even from personal experience, I mean, for me, when I go and have fun, I would post wherever I'm going. That's just me. Before, that's just me in general. But I came to the realization, just because there's a lot that I'm into, there's a lot of people that look up to me, there's a lot of youth that look up to me, there's a lot of kids that look up to me, and it's not about me anymore.
Right.
So I think over the years, especially when you grow, you know, you come to the realization that it shouldn't be about your body.
Correct.
You understand? Like, if somebody's gonna like you, they're gonna like you for
who
you.
you
They're
are.
not. They're not gonna like just what's, you know, befitting to their eyes.
Yes.
You know. So I think. Definitely. I think you could take pictures, but I don't think it's necessary to post everything.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't need to know what you got going on. You
Right.
understand? Like, just savor some stuff to yourself. That's just how I feel. And I have another question.
I was trying to make a point.
Oh, go ahead.
I feel as though the norm right now also is I'm living my best life. Living your best life, in today's connotation, they are posting whatever they do. They're like, hey, you know, I'm doing this for me, and that's the attitude behind it. Sometimes they might not know that it comes off as like, oh yeah, I'm showing myself too much, or I'm doing this too much. But there's also that point also. I don't know. You can't just blame people because of what they post. You just gotta tell them like, hey, you know, kind of watch what you post. And there's always a teaching moment like amongst each other. So like there's that point too.
Yeah.
But I think it's hard to tell them though.
Exactly,
At the
that
same
too.
time, because like, I'm not your mother, I'm not your father.
Right.
I'm not your sister, and I'm not your brother. I'm not the type of I'm not the person that takes care of you. So I'm in no position to tell you how your hair should look, how you should dress, or anything. But when others talk to me, if they see me wearing something inappropriate, I'm receptive to good advice, especially if you talk to me in a respectable manner.
Right.
And obviously, if it's like you for somebody that I physically know, then yeah. But usually, it's hard to talk to people like that because they're gonna be like, "What's wrong with Ruby? Like, who do you think you are?
Right.
Like, you think that just because you go to church and you know you do one and two things, you think you can come and talk to me, and it's their life. But I wanted to ask, have you guys encountered or experienced like whereby your dressing, right, has influenced somebody's reaction towards you? In a negative or positive way?
Yeah, I don't know. Because maybe sometimes even if they have something to say, they're not gonna tell me. But like that boils down. I feel like the only really, like, I'm just gonna be honest. I feel like the only inappropriate thing I wear that I don't think is inappropriate, but other people think is inappropriate is me wearing my crop tops and my high waist jeans. Because if I'm walking towards you, you're not gonna see my belly till I laugh or stretch, and I'm always laughing. So like you're gonna see it. You know what I mean? But like till I stretch, you're not gonna see my belly or anything. Right. And I can wear those at home or like. But I feel like someone has probably said, "What is Malvina wearing?" Sometimes I wear them under my jacket, and it's cold, so I'm not gonna open it and walk around with it like that. But they make me happy. Like I like wearing them, so I'll just wear them. But it's like I feel like once while I'm growing, there are some things I will still take out of my life. But till like I'm okay with what like I still don't find. Because it's just a belly. Everybody has a belly.
Yeah.
Maybe I can show mine.
Yeah, you see, but that's the thing, though, is till I stretch, you're not going to see it.
Right.
So it's like everybody has a belly. That's the same way some people are really cool with showing just a little tip of their breast. I can't. So it's like everybody and what they can. So why are you, like, judging me? But I feel like maybe some people have, but they've just never told me. And people who have told me said it out of love, and I was really receptive to it. I mean... And I have them a lot, so now when I'm buying clothes, I buy longer shirts, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
With me, so I went to Ghana, you guys. Oh, Ruby. I went to Ghana, and I went to go have fun, because graduating was stressful for me. So I went out, had fun. I bought this nice bodysuit, and my mom saw it. My mom saw it on WhatsApp story. And my mom was like, somebody had reported to her, and she was like, oh, you don't see what your daughter is wearing, and she's showing here, and blah, 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 blah. But to me, I'm like, it's not even that deep. It's like a mini V cut, you know, and I'm just trying to have fun. But I did see how people reacted to me differently. Yeah. They reacted to me like, wow, she's a slut. Or she's this, she's that. And I'm like, that's not how I am. But it's because I was in the moment of having fun. My mind wasn't, I'm just having fun before I come back to, you know, stressful US. But I took it down. I was like, man, I cannot wear this jumpsuit again. That's self-consciousness. Like, no. But then I've also met people where they've seen my pictures on Instagram and they're like, whoa, this girl is a serious lawyer, blah, 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 because of the suit that I was wearing, and I did a photo shoot with it. But then when they meet me in person, like, oh, she's really chill. She's not even like, you know, all that serious, blah, 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 you know. So people have, I'm just saying, don't judge people so fast. Really don't judge people so fast. Because I always tell people, if you really get to know me, I'm the most bubbliest person. Ruby can testify to that. I'm very bubbly. But people are always so like, oh my gosh, Miss Ro, like I don't want to talk to her. But don't judge fast.
Right.
Yeah.
What about you, Joe?
I mean, to me, I've had people tell me that I look like I'm like stuck up or something. I've had that. Somebody told me that. Because of how I dress.
Joe.
Dressing up. But somebody told me I look stuck up. And I was like, have you spoken to me?
Right.
So I was like, no, you can't do that. Especially, you know, like, it all falls on culture, you know, like where we come from. A lot of things are like confrontational. We like to go at it like saying, oh, hey, like what you're doing is wrong. But you got to know why I'm doing it.
Right.
They don't ask those kind of questions. They just say you're wrong and change it. And obviously, you know, you just have to listen to it and just be like, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. But
and I feel like growing up in a church, at first it was more like every woman took the younger girls under their wings to like mold them. But now it's way different.
Yes.
Way different. Right now it's more like, again I was shame. Or they'll just go and sit on their WhatsApp group and talk about you. But then it's more like take me under your wings and then talk to me. Tell me what I don't think you should do it like this, do it like this. I feel like if you approach a youth in a very loving way, they're going to listen than you just
shouting.
And
Yeah.
saying, why are you dressing like a slut?
Yeah.
Me, it will annoy me. I won't even listen, first of all.
Right.
But when I go home, I'll like think about what you said, but the way you said it will just put me off. And go and ask somebody who actually talked to me in a good way.
Right.
So it's more like they will judge you. I mean, I've had someone who looked at me like, wow, like this girl, the way she's dancing, she's sure she's a Christian. But that's the thing. I dance everywhere I go.
Yeah.
At church, I dance. Wherever I go, I dance. It's not like you saw me in a club dancing.
Yeah.
You saw me at a church party dancing.
Exactly.
But it's more like, I don't know what to say. You know, do you know how David does?
But he danced.
Yeah, but he danced.
Oh, but me, dear, honestly, like, I'm so like Ruby said, I'm so open to correction. Me, I don't care how old you are. You could be older than me. If I see something that you're doing, I'm like, I think you should next time do it this way. I will tell you. It's not. I feel like it shouldn't be about age. Like, oh, we are my main control. But then it's like, what you're doing is wrong, because if somebody else was there and a little girl was there and they're seeing that, they're gonna say, but she's saying this, but she's preaching to me this, but then she's acting different. Me, I will confront you. I'm so sorry, but me, I will confront you.
It becomes that because, I mean, again, it all falls on the culture.
Yeah, it really
Over
does.
and over again, it all falls on culture. And culture, when you're young, you're supposed to be the receptive one. You're
Right.
supposed to be the one listening. You're supposed to be the one doing and not complaining.
Right.
Yeah.
But now, when you come to the United States, also, there's a culture of, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
You know, and the children grow here. No matter if you come here, you learn to do that, because people can just tell you something and then you're just like, why am I? Okay, here, I'm gonna do it. You ask why you're doing it. You know.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I also wanted to say I agree with you guys. And sometimes you have to put in consideration, some people don't have women figures in their lives. Me personally, of course, I have my dad there, and my dad, he's tough, because he would just be like, bro, like, what are you wearing? Like, go and change your dress, go and change, you know, like, he would just tell me, like, what you're wearing, don't follow me with that, you know? He would just tell me off the bat, and it's different when you're being raised by a man than a woman, because a man's perspective, he tells it how it is from a guy's perspective, then the female's perspective as to what she knows what it is. So I think sometimes we have to put that into consideration, because sometimes people don't have that person to look up to. Like how you were saying, back then, women used to, in the church, they used to take the young ones, and now it's like, they're just condemning you all the way through. The lipstick that you wear, the eyelashes you wear, you know, the dressing and everything. And then that's how people become rebellious.
Yes.
Because you're not talking to them as another human being. And Bible says we're all equal, to be honest with you. Nobody's greater and nobody's less.
Right.
So don't talk to us like we're less than you, because we're not less than you. And we're also not greater than you. We're just younger. That's it. So I think those things come into play.
I think one thing they also forget is that modesty wraps around humility, right? You can't act all bossy because you're old, and expect me to be modest to you because I'm young, and talk about my dressing. But both of us are really not modest, if you're being honest, because you don't talk well, I don't dress well.
Hello.
And we're the same.
It's equal.
Yeah.
We're all in the same boat. So now that we've spoken about like the outward look and like how people see us in terms of everything, I want to talk about how we talk also, because a lot of people like come off a certain way, like just trying to like get across a point. They talk a certain way because that's what they know, you know, like the slang and then the basic proper English. So what is that? What is different? How do you see that? Is slang like out of the norm for you? Is that like not being modest, or is that like just who somebody is?
I think you learn it. The slangs you learn, you don't come out from your mom's womb and be like, oh, Charlie. No. You know? Yeah, I think you learn it. And then I think I learn it with the slangs. I learned it with the group of people that I'm around. After a while, I start to check myself. Hey, Charlie, I'm king. Like, is it coming out right? You know? So you learn it. You don't just come out with it. Yeah.
I feel like it's, like you said, we learn it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like you and your clique, like the things you see among yourselves. But I'm not saying you should talk like nasty with your friends and come to church and act pure.
Yeah.
I'm saying I feel like sometimes it's not even that Like sometimes, just sometimes, like it's just a friendly something.
Yeah.
You're not cussing your friend out.
Yeah.
You're not like just to insult them, but it's just like, yo, like, you know, just jokes.
Right.
Right.
It's different if you're like relating to your friend and just joking with them and you guys have your slang. And it's different when you're like really cussing someone out.
Yeah.
Because the Bible said it once again that your words should be seasoned with salt.
Yeah.
So you can't be just talking anyhow and be saying things. We all fall short. Because there's sometimes that we get mad and say certain things we're not supposed to say.
Right.
But then I think the slang thing sometimes is not, I think sometimes it's not deep.
Right.
Especially if it's just a friendly talk.
Yeah.
But then sometimes too, people are just being disrespectful
Right.
and doing other things like they're not supposed to do or saying things they're not supposed to say. And
Right.
that's like an issue.
I laughed because I remember something like years back ago. I was talking to somebody and it was like my cousin from Ghana, and he had said something and I was sized. I was like, no, shut up. And then he was all like, don't tell me to shut up. Then I said, what? And I spent like a whole hour. I spent a whole hour trying to, let him understand the cultural difference, how we talk here. Like, no, don't say shut up.
Yeah, just
repent. I say, hey. So it's the cultural difference, and then you're learning. Hey, Charlie, shut up, you
we have one important question that we kind of didn't touch on.
Sure.
And I would say, like, over the past years, there's been a lot of talk about sexual abuse, rape culture, and all of that. Me Too movements and all of those.
Idea movements.
Me too.
Me too. Oh, okay.
So, like, and most of the time, the argument is that the women are usually, like, they're not in good standing in terms of their appearance and how they came off. And so them being in that position was kind of placed upon what they were wearing, how seductive it might have been to the men, for them to be like, oh, hey, yeah, this is what you wanted. What do you guys think about that?
I think that sometimes females wear stuff and their mentality is, oh, I want somebody to fall, or I'm trying to get with this person. So I think it's all in the mindset. And yes, like guys, they see with their eyes. What they see first, that's what they go after. It's not like us females, it's our heart. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, no, the guys, they see what they see you wearing. That's what they're gonna follow. So it's the way that the ladies were dressed.
Honestly, I was waiting for this question.
Hello.
You can't tell me because of how I dress, you raped me. Other men saw me dressed like that. Nobody raped me.
That's right.
You're the one raping me. You're telling me it's because of the way I dress. Really? It has got nothing to do with dressing. Okay, we're supposed to cover yourself. We're supposed to dress appropriately. But, man, you can't stand in front of the judge and say because of how I dress. Because other men saw me.
Yeah.
You can't justify sexual abuse with someone being provocative.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Right.
It's not even a debate. We can't talk about that. Because, I'm like I said, other men saw me dressed like that, and nobody had the urge to rape me. But you did, because you want to be a Jamaican. So, you can't say that.
English
You can't tell me that I'm the cause of you raping me, like causing pain to me. That's a no-no.
Yeah.
Me being modest is one thing, and you raping me is another thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't relate. You can't rape me because of what I'm wearing.
Right.
So,
See, that was a hot
That's
yeah,
That
you
was a
can't,
hot
because you can't give that
But,
excuse.
yeah.
But our time is going, unfortunately, guys. So we're gonna. I was just gonna do some reminders. Last week we talked about the road to marriage, and you can watch our previous, episodes on Adonai Radio on Facebook. So you can catch us that, and you can watch every other episode that we've posted. We've posted a lot of them, So if you want to catch up, just catch up. And we'd like to appreciate and thank our guests.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Yes, just some closing remarks. We want to acknowledge our national head, Apostle Michael Amwako, and our regional head, Apostle Augustus Asamno. And we also want to acknowledge our district pastor and his wife, Pastor Elvis Boateng and Mrs. Beatrice Boateng. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys.
Also, on the road to marriage. We're actually going to be talking about it next week as well. But we're going to have a married couple, so
Tune in.
Catch us on that. It's going to be real. It's going to be real interesting.
He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made. What can't you do?